I apologize. I didn't realize the intro was muted, but welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live and recorded. For anybody that might be new here, typically what we do is go over crypto news in the space. I update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. Happy Monday. Yeah, I apologize. I didn't realize the button was muted from Saturday night. Anyways, all right, let's get into this, guys. I'm not going to say hi to everybody because we got a lot to go over. Oh, didn't mean to do that either. Man, I'm a mess right now. I am a mess right now. My bad. All right, Bitcoin 72,585. Look at this nonsense. We have Ethereum 3652, deep in the green. We have 7.5% up. What was that noise? What is happening? My computer is going all crazy on me. I need more coffee. Yeah, this is a rough morning right now. You know what? I blame it on everything pumping, and I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready. Kind of like Kevin Hart. He wasn't ready. I'll say hi to you guys while we're into this morning. But if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. Let's see what else we got going on today. Caspa looks like it's like 14.5 up on the day, 3.57%. We have LTC up 1.2% at $104. Looks pretty good. Dogecoin back over 20 cents. We have Pepe in the green, Floki in the green, Shiba in the green. Everything is in the green for the most part. ETC at $35. Anybody else hold a bag of ETC? I do. I think it's going to pump very well when these Ethereum ETFs come to fruition. We have Toncoin up 7.31% at $5.87, looking pretty good. Wrapped Bitcoin is almost at 70,000. We have 69,482. What else do we have? Let's see. BCH, wow, $708. Wow, look at that. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Diddy will meet SBF soon. Oh man, you guys are killing me. All right, let's get into the crypto bubbles, see what the biggest earner of the day is. Looks to be, I guess, Whiff. Dog Whiff hat is up to $4.20. Holy shit. Pumping again, ranked 30 at a $4 billion market cap. Bruh. That is crazy. That is crazy. We have Neo is up to $17.93, ranked 91, up 16.1%. We have CKB, the Nervos network. Isn't this the doesn't the K7 mine this? 11.7% up on the day at 2 cents, almost 3 cents. We have Lido, looks like 15.5% up today, $3.03. Let's see, anything else popping out at me? What's up, Crypto Tito? Good to see you. Good morning. ICP is up 5% today, if anybody cares. Internet Computer, this is one of them that, like, the overall market cap is huge, $8 billion market cap, but the way the chart looks overall, if you look at the max chart, it's gross. We can get into it in a minute. Caspa 4.1% up on the day. Beam 10.3% on the day at 3 cents, almost 3.5 cents. Everything's looking awesome, man. This is a happy Monday. This is a happy Monday for sure. All right, flashbang, let's see. Fear and Greed Index at 76. Extreme greed. To be honest, yeah, it feels a little greedy this morning. I ain't gonna lie, but to be honest, the last couple days it's been really like neutral. It's been a comfortable 60, like 8,000. If I'm being truly honest, like it's really comfortable. It's comfortable in this area. It's so different. It just feels weird. I don't know what it is, but whatever. Probably the ETFs, right? All right, let's see. Trending coins over here in CoinGecko. We have Gala, Degen, whatever this is, and Wormhole. Degen Base. What is this? Is this DeFi stuff? Never heard of this, but it's up 38.2%. That's a crazy bump. All right, top 10 coins by coin market cap over on CoinGecko. We have Bitcoin, again, $72,232. Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, Lido Staked Ether, XRP, USDC, Dogecoin, and Cardano. Cardano, I've been saying it for the last 2 weeks. I think it's a good buy. I bought some the other day live on stream at like 56 cents, I think it was. Yeah, it was down to 56. Yeah, swapped in at 56. Again, if you guys look at the all-time chart, right, let's real quick, let's go to max chart. You can see the 2017 bull run, 2021 bull run. We're gonna have a 2024 or 2025 bull run, right? I think it's gonna be an easy 6x. All-time high was $3.09. You guys do what you want, not financial advice, but this could be a good, like, easy, like, layup play, you know what I mean? 6x your money. But It could also go to zero. It's crypto. It's volatile. Do what you want with your own money. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. Let's see what else we got. Toncoin is in 11th. Damn. Toncoin's in 11th place. Man, that means Graham, that coin must be pretty profitable today, huh? Litecoin 23rd. Let's see. Dog with hat in 32nd place. This is crazy. It's so crazy to me. This is a meme coin and it has this much like push behind it. I don't want to call everybody stupid, but this is stupid money. This is $4 billion of stupid money. That I don't know. Anyways, Render at 37th place rather at $10.05. We have Caspa in 43rd place at 14.5 cents, looking really good. I think it's gearing up for another pump. I guess we'll have to see. We'll check out Lithium in a second. Let's go to the 1 month. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the max chart. Screw it. Looks like, oh, are we breaking out now? Are we gonna see a new pump in Caspa? That trend line just got broken. That we might be having a breakout like soon. Weird. I wonder what's gonna happen. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Let's check out Lithium real quick. Let's see. Holy shit, the Lithium's doing good. Perfect. Up 9.2% on the day. 3.12 cents. $3.12. Crazy. Lithium's been doing really well. Been doing really well. And the Lithium ASICs, I think, are just gonna push the price up. What's the all-time high here? 386. 386. So it's, I mean, it's climbing up. 70 cents off. Not too bad. Whiff, I own it. Nice, Mr. Dan R. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. That's awesome. Actually, Graham is down big time. Is it really? Is it even on CoinGecko yet? Is this it? Is this it? The logo looks different. I thought it was blue, like Ton. It is down. This has to be it, right? 8 cents, 41% in 7 days. Oh damn, that is down. Why is it down so much? Like considering looking at Ton, like why is Toncoin so high? Look at this shit. Toncoin, it's 11th, ranked 11th in all out of all cryptocurrencies. Ranked 11th. That's crazy. That's a lot. That's a real lot. Market cap $20 billion. It's freaking crazy. Does anybody still have their Ton from when you guys were able to mine it? Anyways, I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Let's move on to the mining segment of things. You guys know I like to timestamp this stuff, see what the most profitable miner of the day is. And yeah, we'll come back and check it out in like a year, see where we were, or we'll go back and check everything out. Bitmain Antminer KS5 Pro 21 terahash unit making $138 a day. We get the KS5 20 terahash unit making $131 a day. The AL box, the Lithium miner, this is the mini box miner. It's listed for $14,994. Bruh, that's gross. $131. The only thing I can say about this is please be careful if you guys are going to yeet into this miner. The KS zeros are probably the prime example of this, right? They were stupid profitable first batch, second batch, and then died. Well, not died, but they're still profitable. But like, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with this, right? It's just a really risky play. You don't know. It could literally completely tank the price once all these machines start coming out, but who knows? It could also hold it up. So that much money? No, I wouldn't risk it. I think it was listed on, isn't it listed on Gold Shell now? Let's just check. I think it was listed on Gold Shell for like 8 grand. I saw a picture of it somewhere yesterday and I don't know who had it. I don't know who or where it came from. Box miner, Katie box. No. All right, apparently it's not here. Maybe it was on Twitter or something. I swear to God I saw it for like 8K. Am I wrong? You guys let me know in the chat. Anyways, Ice River KS5L 12 terahash unit making $75 a day. We got the BMKS Max 11 terahash unit making $64.71. The Windminer K9 10.3 terahash making $63.56. That's crazy. It's crazy how much they've lost over the past like couple weeks. I mean, Caspa's coming up today, but we need a new all-time high to push these prices back up into the hundreds. Let's see. Charles Harris, $138. There are no... Wait, hold on. $138. There are no ads in that. What are you saying, Charles? What are you saying? Sorry, you're losing me. Sustainable crypto. I want the KS5L or 2 KS5Ls if Hawk would cut me a deal and help me out. LOL. Yeah, I mean, dude, honestly, the KS5Ls are, I don't know. We were having this talk the other day. I think it was Friday. What would you rather buy, the KS5 Pro 21 terahash unit or the KS5L, right? I guess it's cheaper. It's cheaper to buy the 2 KS5Ls, right? But the wattage is the other thing you got to look at, and it depends what your electric rate is. If you're gonna host it, it's totally different, right? But you got to see, if you buy 2 of these, right? Yeah, you're gonna exceed the hash rate. Okay, you're gonna exceed the money per day. Okay, and the price is gonna be like literally 10k less or 8k less, right? Just for easy numbers. But then you're paying for 3400 watts times 2, so it's gonna cost you a little bit more, but who knows? I don't know. Is what it is. Ice River KS3 8 terahash unit making 47.84. We have the KS3M 6 terahash unit making $33 a day. Let's check out. Oh, look at this, the Antminer L7 9050. This is the unit I have down at Terra Hosting. Shout out to them, paying 10 cents kilowatt hour, $20 a day. That's sick. On a 3-year-old machine, or maybe 4-year-old machine. That's crazy. That thing's making $20 a day still. Wow. When Doge, so this merge mines Dogecoin and Litecoin for everybody that might be new here. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I really want another L7. They're so profitable. It's so insane. I don't know. They've just consistently done well. And I'm like, I'm not worried. Like, if I was going to buy a Casper miner, like, I love Casper, okay? It's not, the miners are so different. Like, I feel like it's still such a new coin that it's not really appreciated. So it's not going to hold its value like the L7 because of Litecoin and Dogecoin. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Charles Harris, you hurt my brain too early. Ice River KS2, let's see what they got. $11 a day. That's better. It was like 7 the other day, so that's cool. That's cool. It's coming up. Let's see. Where's the S19K? S19K right here. I got one of these also down at Terra. And if you guys didn't know, mining Digibyte on the S19Ks or Bitcoin miners in general is the SHA-256 algorithm and profitable as of right now. So you guys, this might carry us through the halving. If Digibyte can hold up its value, this might carry a lot of Bitcoin miners through the halving. Hopefully this doesn't make a lot of noise. Let's see. All right, they used to have a huge cha-ching noise and it was, oh my god, it'd blow your eardrums. Anyways, but look at how much more. God, it's showing $4 more a day. Almost 3 something. That's crazy. If you mine Digibyte on your Bitcoin miner. Oh god, Max, just do it for me, please. I've been saying I gotta switch, but I'm never going to because I'm lazy. Ice River KS1 1 terahash unit making $5.51 a day. Actually, please, if you guys know, is there a way to mine Digibyte directly to Bitcoin? Is there a site anywhere to do that? Or should I don't know if I want to do it through a mineable. I don't know if I'd want to do that. Of course I haven't, Max. Why you ask stupid questions? All right. Mom always said there's no such thing as a stupid question, but that, sir, was a stupid question. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. I don't have a wallet for Digibyte, actually. I probably do, but I have to look. All right, Ice River Caspa KS0 Pro, $1.15 a day. Hell yeah, that's sick. Good. A lot better than it was. A lot better than it was. I have 8 of these running next to me. 9th one in the trailer, and it died this morning. So pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. Ran out of power, obviously. Ran it through the night, and it was really shitty out yesterday. So barely any solar. Ice River, the original KS0, is making 54 cents a day. Again, this is all off 10 cents per kilowatt hour. All right, real quick. Shout out to my man, Fully Electric. Mine, ASIC miner value. Or sorry, this is whattomine.com. If you guys look over here, ASIC miner profitability, you can see. I like the fact that they must have did this or redid this because everybody's using mine the ASIC now. I kind of like this in dark mode also, but it gives you the top 3 coins or 3 places to go, right? So Nice Hash, obviously, cast for the Bitcoin, right? Not a fan of Nice Hash personally, but to each his own. If it's profitable, do it, right? I like how it gives you the top 3 though. They have Caspa, Cedra, Bugna on a lot of these Caspa miners. The Bitcoin miners looks like the What's miner, Bitcoin Cash, and XEC. Those are all SHA-256 algorithms. Nice. Let's see. Crypto for seniors, Midwest Mining. Thank you for the $2.99 super chat. 179 people watching, only 41 likes. Smash that like button. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. Sucks when the power goes out for us miners now. Takes me 2 hours to reboot everything. Yeah, it is pretty brutal. It's pretty brutal. Let's see. So guys, this site actually, I just like the fact that it gives you the top 3 coins or the top 2 coins or whatever, right? Like obviously the IB Link BM S3 only combines SIA and SCP, whatever that is. I don't even know. I'm not a SIA coin guy, but yeah, it's just nice to see all this stuff like kind of cut and dry for you. All right, let's move on to GPUs. See what the most profitable coin is over here. Looks like on the 4090 Ironfish and is that Caspa Classic? CAS rather. I believe that is Caspa Classic. We have Gram, Ironfish, and Pyron. Ironfish has really been like with the new fish hash algorithm. It's really been like top of the charts for profitability. Kind of interesting. How crazy is it though? Let me see. Hold on. So you're getting like $2.57 a day. You know, I'm just gonna go into the 4090 quick. Let's see. All right, profit Ironfish and Caspa Classic about $2.57 again. This is at 10 cents kilowatt hour. You can see down here on the left. Again, Mr. Crypto for Seniors, appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. You're awesome. Keeping the stream alive, buddy. We have Caspa Classic by itself making $2.52 a day. So the Ironfish thing is really only adding a couple cents to that. I mean, whatever, everything counts, right? $2 in profit for Husat and Ironfish. We have Sky Doge. The hell's that? Sky Doge. I feel like I've heard of that, but I've never minded. $1.96 a day. This is on the 4090, by the way. Just kind of seeing what things are at. Weird. Pyron. All right, $1.62. Maybe I need to move my units. I don't know. I don't have any 4090s, but just like in comparison, I wonder how crazy all the other GPUs are. Weird. Everything looks like Ironfish dual mining of some sort. Or the 3090 Ti is always different though. Nexa, was NIR. Nirmata, that's how you say that. Nirmata is profitable in the 3090 Ti and Chlor. Interesting. That's kind of a plethora there. We have the 170HX all on Chlor. Firo, what?
Bruh.
What? I haven't seen Firo on a coin in forever. I thought they were getting away from GPU mining. Am I wrong? Weren't they getting away, or they just didn't care about GPU miners or something? I know there's some like bullshit with that. I don't know. Anyways, all right, let's move on. Mining pool stats. Let's check out new coins, see if there's any new coins available. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Everything seems to be the same. Seems to be the same. Puppy coin still on top of the charts. All right, upcoming events. Just kind of update you guys real quick. Don't forget 70 hours from now, eCash, XEC, if anybody gives a shit, 6.25 down to 3.125, same as Bitcoin shortly. This yeah, that's going through a halving. We have ISO going through a halving. We have BSV, Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, if you guys don't know, that's what it stands for. 5 days from now, we have Radiant in 10 days. I know a lot of you guys like Radiant. 10 days, 50,000 block reward to a 25,000 block reward. We also have Bitcoin 6.25 to 3.125. Again, that is the halving that everybody's waiting for in 12 days. 12 days away. I think this is going to land on a Friday, depending. It depends how fast the block times are, right? So it could be in the morning, might not be in the morning, but I plan to go live or be live while it happens. I mean, not like it's going to be very eventful, just being real, it's probably not, but nonetheless, let's move on to the news segment of things. Just kind of go through a couple of Cointelegraph articles and then we'll move on. Paraguay's proposed Bitcoin mining ban could cost it $200 million a year. That's crazy. Let's see. The Paraguayan, is that how I say it, economy could lose more than 200 million annually if the country's lawmakers pass a recently introduced bill to ban crypto mining in the country. Why would you do that? Why would you hurt your country like that? It makes no sense. Lawmakers introduced the draft bill on April 4th, claiming illegal cryptocurrency mines are stealing power and disrupting the country's electrical supply. All right, that's different. All right, that's different. I take it back. This stealing electricity. All right, so those This is like the people that, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, wow. Brought us to another one. Crypto mining ban, illegal farms, cripple grid. Oh, shit. All right. So there's a lot more to this story, apparently. I didn't realize that was a link that I clicked on. But if people are stealing electricity, that's messed up. If passed, the ban would last 180 days or until new laws are enacted and the national power grid operator can ensure the supply sufficient energy. That's crazy. But ban on lawful miners operating in the region could prove costly for the South American country, according to Hash Labs mining co-founder and chief mining strategist Jaron Mellerud. I don't know if that's how you say that. Who recently spoke on Cointelegraph. Banning Bitcoin mining could cost Paraguay more than $200 million a year, assuming the country has 500 megawatts of legal miners paying 5 cents per kilowatt hour in operating expenses. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I mean, I understand if they're upset with people stealing the power, but you know, this is one of those things, right? This is why everybody's mad at Hive OS, okay? This is what happens, guys. This is what happens. It takes one bad apple or a bunch of bad apples to f it up for everybody else. That's the easiest way for me to put it. All right. If they ban it in the entire country, they're going to screw all the facilities that have been actually paying their power bill. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy. And that sucks. That really sucks. But is what it is. I guess we'll have to see. Bitcoin Bollinger Band signals suggest BTC could double by July. A widely used technical analysis indicator suggests that Bitcoin could double its price within 3 months. The Bitcoin price, $72,494 at the time of recording, could double from its current value of $69,000 in as little as 3 months' time, according to analysis take on a widely used momentum indicator. Pseudo-anonymous analysis tech dev told their 440,000 followers on X that Bitcoin had closed 2 consecutive months, if I could speak this morning, above the upper Bollinger Bands, adding that every time Bitcoin has done this in the past, the price has doubled within 3 months. This would put Bitcoin at around $140,000 by July. Holy shit.
Perfect.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And exciting. That's exciting. That's very exciting. So I guess we'll have to see there. Anyways, all right, we're gonna move into, it's not really news. It's kind of more of a video stuff, right? From Altcoin Daily. There's like an interview with this guy, and they kind of talk about the Bitcoin halving and all that stuff. So let's get into it. I haven't watched any of this. I want to see what it's all about. Guys, that like button. Appreciate you for hanging out. Bitcoin halving 2024. How to prepare before it's too late. Let's see what he's got to say over here.
For the Bitcoin halving, for a new investor that maybe just came in the last couple of weeks, in basic terms, what is a piece of advice as people are watching the Bitcoin halving unfold for their first time? Today, I interview crypto analyst Scott.
You know what? Hold on. I'm going to put a poll in the chat. I want to know if this is your first Bitcoin halving.
Melker on how to prepare for the Bitcoin halving 2024.
The halving itself, as in the day that it happened, which by the way is on 420, because the irony of the crypto space cannot be lost on anybody.
Scott shares his journey, his experience.
Listen, if you don't have PTSD from previous crypto cycles by being here and experiencing this, then you're some sort of robot hero.
And I ask Scott the tough questions.
I have PTSD.
Scott, what scares you? Because I'm bullish, you're bullish. I think Bitcoin's going above $100,000. But what could go wrong? Watch the whole video. Things get real.
Everything could go wrong.
You don't have to answer anything, but that's like an obligatory question that your uncle will ask you at the next family reunion. Click subscribe for 1 video per day, keeping you informed about crypto. And let's start. In the last 3
You know what really scares me though, before he gets started? The biggest thing that scares me is being able to sell it. A lot of people are going to get screwed because of Coinbase if they shut down again, like they have the last couple, I don't know, run-ups, right? Like 3 times in a row, they paused all your transactions. That's what I'm most nervous about. So I guess we're going to have to see.
3-4 weeks, Bitcoin hit all-time highs, surpassed it for a day, 2 days, and then we've just been consolidating for a few weeks now. What's your take on that?
It's horrible. I can't sleep at night. It's a nightmare if price doesn't go up every single day. Now, obviously, I think it's completely normal. You know, consolidation is healthy. In fact, I would welcome sort of a long period of that, even a few months, because the longer you consolidate, the larger the expansion. I remain exceptionally bullish, but there's been some, I would say, significant signs of froth and some warning signs that things could have been getting toppy here. So I think a cool off is natural. It's unbelievable how people are panicking when Bitcoin is in the 60s or low 70,000s in April ahead of the halving, when those people would have literally probably like gotten in line and slept outside for 17 straight days with no food to have 60,000 something prices in April if you asked them 3 months ago. But in this space, things move so fast. I think that people just get bored exceptionally quickly and find another place to gamble.
That is spot on. And especially like if Bitcoin would have just been going up linearly for the past 3 months and just every day a little higher, everybody would have been thrilled where we are today. But the fact that it's volatile, some people seem to still be a little new.
Real quick, in the chat, Crypto for Seniors said, I watched a video last night where Brian Armstrong, the Coinbase CEO, said specifically spoke about the increased infrastructure, so it would not happen again. We will see. That's a good thing.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the great memes of, Leonardo DiCaprio and Gatsby, 66,000 on the way up. And then he's like in the tundra wrapped in buffalo skins on the way down at the same price a week later, whichever one you want to choose. It's just incredible to watch the human psychology of panic. When you zoom out, 66,000 is just an absolutely incredible price for Bitcoin, regardless of when it is, and especially at this early stage of the cycle, and especially in context of the Bitcoin spot ETFs pushing price this high, I think was everybody's dream.
Now, the Bitcoin halving specifically, that has been getting a lot of coverage in these last several weeks from the mainstream media. Do you think it's going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news?
The halving itself, as in the day that it happens, which by the way is on 4/20, because the irony of the crypto space cannot be lost on anybody. But I think that it's just a nothing event when it happens, right? We know that generally in the cycle, the halving comes and goes. You pop your champagne and then you go back to work, because nothing really occurs on that specific day. It takes a very long time for that supply reduction, the difficulty and hash rate to really play itself out in the market. And to be quite frank, when you look at the numbers, even in a year, it really only reduces the supply in dollar terms by a few $1 billion. And now with ETF demand and supply, we've seen days where GBTC was almost $1 billion of net selling and outflows, and the market absorbed that. So I think from a very strictly fundamental perspective, the halving is not that big a deal for price. I think it's a huge deal for all the reasons that we've always believed in it, for the scarcity of Bitcoin, for the deflationary aspect, for it being superior money. But for price, it's almost, I think, like the narrative and cycle happens because it's a shared belief that the narrative and cycle will happen, which, by the way, is every thing in every market and every shared belief, right? It's only a matter of fact because people believe in it. But I don't expect much to happen on the halving date. I mean, my base case right now, and I've been saying this now for those 3 weeks, basically since we hit that all-time high, is that maybe now that we've absorbed the idea of the ETFs and the buying, maybe we kind of kick back into the normal halving cycle, which means what? Low volatility, low volume, really boring summer. People get chopped up, time-based capitulation. It's never going to break an all-time high again, and then up only in the fall. So imagine if we're in this exact price 6 months from now, the panic that this market will be feeling, and it would still be ahead of schedule to be at those prices in the halving cycle.
Isn't that crazy to think about? People will be panicking if we're still here in 6 months.
What is your price prediction post halving? Now, let's go cycle top, end of the year, whenever that is, because this does have a long-term fundamental impact on price. What's your expectations?
I think the ETF is having a more fundamental impact on price than the halving. And I think the slow unlocks of major platforms, we know UBS apparently will be coming online in the next week to two, allowing all of their clients to buy spot ETFs, really huge. And we've heard reports that Morgan Stanley is trying to get ahead of UBS because they're panicking. And now we see Citadel, Goldman Sachs, and others lining up to be to participate in the Bitcoin spot ETF. It's really crazy to see these huge institutions. So I think that wall of money and buying pressure is much more important at this point than the halving. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if when the halving comes, we're still chopping around these prices. I have no idea. I don't have a crystal ball. These are just predictions, probably wrong. I mean, the odds of being right is, especially when you have time attached to it, are extremely low. But I would not be surprised if Bitcoin is roughly traded at the same price. And then we do one of those crazy 50K to 70K ranges, or 50 to 75, or 55 to even 80, make another high in there somewhere.
Real quick, Red Puts, thank you for the super chat real quick. Sorry, I gotta pull up the chat. What did he say? He said, have heard this before. Let me think. Oh, yes. With the previous halving. LOL. Let's the halving begin. Perfect. Appreciate you, buddy.
The fall, and then all of a sudden we're at 100 grand before the year end. You know, November, December, we start really going up. We've seen that in the past. And then nothing would surprise me for a cycle high, to be quite frank. We could stop at 100 and we could be at 250, and neither of those things I think would be particularly surprising to me. But I think I'm an optimist, over 200,000 by the end of the cycle.
There seems to be a big
over 200,000 by the end of the cycle. What do you guys think?
Education this cycle from Michael Saylor, from investors like Lawrence Lepard, notable institutional guys, that they're not selling. Obviously, some people are going to sell, but that why would you sell to put it in a different asset when Bitcoin is that long-term hold?
No, that's a really good point. I've been thinking about that the last couple of days, actually. If Bitcoin does pop, right, and get to that level of like, oh my God, money, right? Do you sell it or do you just wait? Because it's going to go up. Like, it's only going to get more scarce as time goes on. There's only going to be more people getting into it. It's just, it's going to be one of those hard things. Do you actually pull the trigger and sell it, or do you just wait? I really don't want to ride it back down. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to, but how crazy is the back down going to be? Do you know what I mean? And to be honest, I killed that poll. I'm kind of shocked. 43% of you guys in the vote, actually, it was 100 votes. So 43 out of 100 people said this is the first Bitcoin halving. Interesting.
What are your thoughts?
This is my third Bitcoin cycle, and I haven't sold any Bitcoin. So even from the beginning, that's been...
Oh, God, I feel so much better. It's my second, and I haven't sold any either.
My approach, but holy wow, do I sell a lot of other stuff, right? So the Bitcoin I don't sell. Ethereum I've largely held. Everything else, partially Ethereum as well, I view as a speculative VC tech investment, which, by the way, can be awesome, and those can last and become long-term multi-cycle, multi-decade holds. But I view basically the crypto market, if we're viewing it as different than Bitcoin, as a high-stakes game of musical chairs or hot potato, where you hopefully find the winners and hold on to them, and Bitcoin to be something completely else. And so I think every single cycle you get more people that come in for various reasons. Bitcoiners would love to think that the reason everybody got here last cycle was Bitcoin, but I would say, if I had to put a number on it, 85 to 90% of the new entrants into crypto last cycle came through Doge and NFTs, right? Which is why I don't think we're getting mainstream media attention to the new Bitcoin all-time highs. But I think if Doge makes a new all-time high, we're going to have a lot of people that aren't underwater and are really excited about crypto, as sad as that is. But
that's a really good point, actually. That's a really good point.
You know, I think that you add this sort of floor of never selling diamond-handed holders every single cycle. And to be quite frank, that's what excites me about the Bitcoin spot ETFs and about that being the more fundamental event, because I think a lot of those people, not because they're diamond-handed or fundamentally believe, but when people allocate to a long-term investment portfolio, say 1%, 2%, 3%,
don't typically sell.
They don't even know that price is down 10,000 or up 20 or down 40 because they don't check. Right?
That's so true. How many of you guys actually put money into like an IRA or something, and they just take money out every month or week or whatever you guys do? You don't really check on that every single day. I mean, like me, right? Different story. I'm looking at the market every single day. It's just what I do on my channel, right? But like the IRA I have, I ain't looking at it. I don't know if the prices pull back. I don't give a shit. It's there for like long term, whatever. You know what I mean? So there's two sides of that, obviously.
People who are putting a Bitcoin spot ETF into their IRA because their investment advisor says you should have 1% in this might not check the price more than once a year, right? And so I think in our echo chamber, in our little bubble, we obsess over daily price moves, but the people that are coming in are just going to view it, for better or for worse, like another stock that they've allocated to, that maybe they'll buy more if it goes down. right? Because that's how most people view the assets that they are buying for retirement or long-term. So I think we're getting more diamond-handed holders for the right reason, and then getting a lot more passive investors who just aren't going to pay attention or sell either. So I do think that a bigger supply reduction in theory comes from the behavior of the market than it does from the halving.
See, like people that invest in like ETFs and stuff, it's usually they have financial advisors do it for them. You know what I mean? Like crypto, I'm getting into it myself. So like you're kind of forced to watch the price. So it's a little different for these big people that get into ETFs and just allocate X amount of percentage of their portfolio into it. They ain't watching the price. I mean, he makes a really good point. He does.
Scott, what scares you? Because I'm bullish, you're bullish. I think Bitcoin's going above $100,000, but what could go wrong?
Dan R in the chat says, I check crypto like 20 times a day, and yes, I have a crypto problem. Yes, you and me both.
A lot of things could go wrong. So as I told you 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, I basically sent a tweet that got me eviscerated. It said, I have some concerns. By the way, by even expressing that you have some concerns means that you're uber bear and punishable by walking the plank on fire. So I said, I have some concerns. As much as I understand the inflows of the Bitcoin spot ETFs are massive, we're getting new unlocks, RIAs are coming online, new institutions. That's incredible. I really think that sets a floor. But a lot of the at least temporary cycle top signals we've always seen in the past are happening. Meme coin madness, I think, to me, is whether it's a top signal or not, it's a signal that people have gotten bored and are really ready to gamble. I mean, my example on that day was that somebody anonymous had posted a Solana address on Twitter for a pre-sale, raised $30 million in 30 minutes, and then deleted the tweet 10 minutes later. So you have people.
Real quick, speaking of Solana stuff, I don't care if you got, I only have 400 bucks in here, but like, look at this, right? If you guys still seeing this, I block my eyes. Top of the Phantom app, it says Solana is, what does it say? Experiencing network congestion. You guys see that? And this is due to all that meme coin bullshit, to be honest. And it's I don't know, it's kind of crazy. I really wonder what's going to happen with Solana.
People literally sending $30 million to a stranger in 30 minutes because they think that they're going to make a lot of money. And it lets me know that the major portion of the crypto native participants are in the casino and they're gambling and they're not leaving until they're broke, right?
And that's what you're doing realistically with these meme coins. If you're putting a lot of money into meme coins, just stop. Because you're gonna, like, it's either you're gonna make a shit ton of money or you're gonna get wrecked, and like 95% of you are gonna get wrecked.
So I think that those are really very significant top signals. If you looked at charts, I mean, even L1s and the larger moving altcoins were overbought on RSI. That doesn't mean the top is in; it just means a top is in, and it was, right. So you have to always kind of talk about tops and cycles with time frames attached, because you can have a top without having the top, right? So that was my argument sort of for a longer consolidation. If all of that madness continues, potentially gets on the radar of the regulator, although I don't think people take the SEC very seriously at this point or fear them. But I mean, you never know what's on the horizon from the government or a regulator or something. So I do think there's potential black swans. And I do think that there's a degree of shooting ourselves in the foot in this community when things are building so nicely fundamentally with the adults in the room. The behavior that we're doing on the other side, not myself necessarily, but as a community, could be very damaging. But I just think we have a lot of signals of froth. But I do think that the spot ETF flows will outweigh that. I think the fact that we're in election year, I think the fact that the economy has been surprisingly resilient and strong. There's just no huge apparent headwinds at the moment. It feels like it's nothing but tailwinds. But listen, if you don't have
Mr. Dan R, thank you for the $10 wrecked sticker. You're awesome. And thank you for being a member for 11 months, dude. Boom shakalaka. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let's see real quick. So Ogre in the chat said, everyone said that about Dogecoin 5 years ago. But you know what's funny? So like Dogecoin, yeah, it's a meme coin, but it's actually, it could be used as a transactional coin. And it's not that it's just a meme coin. Like it's got, certain somebody, Elon Musk, right, tweeting about it randomly and pumping the coin. And if he ever implements Dogecoin into X or Twitter, or the former Twitter, right, if he implements that as a payment system into it, or just crypto in general, he's probably going to put Dogecoin as one of those payment methods. And that alone is probably going to pump it. But that's like the OG, right? Everybody and their mother knew about Dogecoin. I remember last bull run when I was actually building this house, the contractor that was here building it, he actually was talking to me about Dogecoin and all this shit, right? So like a lot of people will have heard of Dogecoin and they probably don't even know what Bitcoin is. Do you know what I mean? It's just weird.
I have PTSD from previous crypto cycles by being here and experiencing this, then you're some sort of robot hero. But I think we all mentally should always think, what would I do if the top was in right now? And that's sort of my approach. I would just buy more Bitcoin, obviously, but I've taken profit on a lot of altcoins that people think I'm nuts for. But if I'm up 3 or 4x, I'm going to sell a huge portion of that and ride the rest. I don't really care where the cycle goes. We've already had a bull market. You know, point. So
take profits when you can. Crypto is risky.
I just think exercising caution mentally. I really think that everyone thinks up only is the only way this can go. And when is the crowd always right? So it just really does, you know, sort of give me pause.
For the Bitcoin halving, for a new investor that maybe just came in the last couple of weeks, in basic terms, what is a piece of advice as people are watching the Bitcoin halving unfold for their first time?
Dollar cost average and learn about it fundamentally, because it's an important part of Bitcoin and you should understand the asset class that you're investing in, but do nothing as far as your investment thesis based around the halving, especially if you're brand new. Just
good point. You know what? I want to know. I'm going to put a poll in the chat. How many of you guys are DCAing?
Dollar cost average and chill. And by the way, if you've been dollar cost averaging on Bitcoin for all of history, maybe you're down on 1 or 2 buys that you hit in the last couple of weeks, but you're basically up on every purchase you've ever made in your life, just like Michael Saylor is. It's really just the most powerful way to play these markets without emotion and to gain exposure. I said something recently on Twitter. I said the idiots, in quotes, who bought the all-time high, because nobody wants to buy the all-time high now. You're nuts buying the all-time high. The idiots who bought the all-time high in December of 2017 at $20,000 are up 3 to 4x, right?
Well, most of them probably panic and sold because they saw it going down. And that's like when you lose, right? When you see Bitcoin coming down, if you're DCAing in, if you jump into it with like a decent amount of money, just wait, man. Like for one, if you're panicking over the money you just put into Bitcoin, you probably shouldn't have put it in there because you couldn't afford to lose it, right? So just wait. Most of the time it goes, I mean, literally in the whole history of Bitcoin, it's always went back past whatever price point it was at. So
in 7 years. Yes, I know that's have fun staying poor in the crypto market, only 3.5x in 7 years. But people like me who grew up really excited to make 10% in a year on your stock portfolio, if you were like trading and investing well, 3.5 times in 7 years is just a really astounding number. So I think you just take the Michael Saylor strategy. When you have extra money that you don't need to spend, that you can put in the market for a long period of time, just buy and watch the halving because it's interesting, and learn about it because it really is one of those fundamental aspects that makes Bitcoin more compelling than fiat. But I don't think there's a price or trading thesis around it at this point.
Scott, I love having you on. Links for all your stuff are down below. I want to have you back on 3-4 months. Just revisit crypto market big picture. Final question though, not allowed to say Ethereum, not allowed to say Solana. What's one altcoin that's in your bag that you believe in?
Oh, that was
bring me back in 3 to 4 months, it'll probably be to dunk on me for how wrong I was in this interview. It's usually the conclusion. You'd be like, we're at 100,000 right now, man. What was with all that fear?
That'd be nice.
Fear, uncertainty, and doubt that you had. Do I have to answer that question? I hate that question.
The altcoin?
So I think I just hate the like, what's your favorite coin in your bag? I have so many at this point that it's becoming
you don't have
really
to answer
ridiculous.
anything, but that's like an obligatory question that your uncle will ask you at the next family reunion.
So my wife said this to me in the car today.
You know what? Yeah, what's your coin? Throw it in the chat. If you guys aren't driving, obviously, throw whatever coin you think is like going to perform very well other than Bitcoin, obviously, right? I just want to know what your altcoin is.
She said,
if you had to choose
I
one.
wasn't your wife. I was like, can't. But imagine I wasn't your wife. I was like, this is going to get weird. But she was like, and I asked you the question that everybody asked me, because people ask her knowing that she's married to me, like, what coin should I buy right now? And I say, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe Solana, because I refuse to give that answer, because even if it goes up 3x, and they're not going to know if I intended to sell or when I intended to sell or what my thesis was. And they're going to ride it to zero if it ends up being a complete train wreck. I can tell you
Yeah, that's true.
that as far as like buckets, I think RWA will continue to do exceptionally well. I think AI will have another cycle, although maybe sort of cooling off right now. And I think gaming is going to be absolutely massive. I think we have legitimate AAA games coming to blockchain this cycle that we didn't before. I mean, I'm still invested in Illuvium and Star Atlas and a lot of the big games from last time.
You know what? There's a lot of gaming stuff that's going on this cycle. Real quick, so we got Caspa, a lot of Caspa in the chat. We have CKB, ADA is another one. Yeah, I think ADA is kind of like I feel like it's just like a simple play, or it's like a safer bet than most. That's just my opinion for like a 5-6x easy. But again, I don't hold much of it. I just got some last week. We have Ravencoin, Vertcoin, ETC. Says Red Puts. Ravencoin, I don't know. It's probably gonna go up, but I don't know how much. Honey, the Hive Mapper coin, interesting. Neoxa, I think Neoxa is gonna do all right eventually, right? Everything will pump eventually. Let's see. Truebit. I don't know what that is. I don't know what Truebit is. Elythium says backwards miner. You know what? Elythium's gonna pump because of the miners. If they start cranking out miners like they did the Caspa miners, it's probably gonna just completely skyrocket. But who knows? I mean, it could also dump. Nobody knows.
I've largely ridden those waves. I just invested in Gunzilla, which is coming out.
XRP, really? Need my COD? I don't know, man. XRP is one of the... Well, you know what, though? They're coming out with a stable coin, apparently. That's what I heard last week, so we'll have to see. But XRP has been one of those, like, you poke it with a stick, like, do something. Like, they beat, you know, the SEC or whoever the court battle was against, right? They won that battle, and still, it's, like, still bullshit. I don't know.
Which is, I mean, talking about like a game on PlayStation with epic NFTs. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that we're going to see some of the huge narratives that were too early last cycle just absolutely explode this time. So I did just throw out some names, which I normally wouldn't. But, you know, and honestly, like, I think that the trailing layer ones that have meaningful adoption, like an AVAX or something like that, I have large exposure to those because I do think we'll continue to see these sort of cyclical rotations from, you know, one L1 to the next and one ecosystem to the next. And then, you know, they'll each continue to rise in TVL and do well. Listen, if this market does well, most tokens are going to perform exceptionally well. And as long as you can accept that you didn't catch the one that did 10x because yours only did a 3x, and that's fine, I think you'll be all right.
And
that's actually a really good point. You guys need to be okay with whatever the coin does, right? You can't like, oh man, I missed out on that one, but like you won on this one. Like take the 2 or 3x. Who cares if you didn't get the 10x? At least you made money, right?
Wait, just for the folks at home, clarification. I didn't ask what would you buy now. I just asked what you believe in. So obviously, if you at home are investing now, that's not, you know, we're believers in these coins. We've been in the market for years. So just understand your situation.
Yeah, being greedy will bite you in the ass for sure.
Skin crypto.
100% great caveat. I think still, and this is what I said last cycle, I still think the best way if you're relatively new to invest in this market, because you're very unlikely to either gain access early enough or understand early enough which coins are going to do those 100,000 X's that everyone seems to expect will be a part of their portfolio. Just buy the L1s because, you know, the value of all of those things, even to a lesser degree, will accrue to those networks. Now, look at Solana. Right? Maybe you didn't catch the meme coin that did a 2000x on Solana, but if you bought Solana at 8, 10, 20, 50, $100, you're really excited right now. And all you had to do was just take the boring play and buy the L1 where all of that action was happening. So
if I just listened to myself and I told you guys it was $9 or $20 or whatever it was, I was like, damn, Solana's kind of a good buy right now. And then it friggin' skyrockets to $200.
Still think that's a simpler way to go further down the risk curve without becoming a complete degenerate.
Take my own advice.
Trading cat with dog pants or whatever people are doing.
Scott Melker, thank you for joining me.
All right, shout out to Austin over at Altcoin Daily and that guy Scott for his opinion on everything. Let's get back into the next altcoin video I want to watch. Then we have Lark Davis coming up next. Breaking Coinbase wins major crypto legal battle. Bitcoin to 170K. I want to see what this is all about. I haven't had a chance to watch it. Guys, that like button. Appreciate you for hanging out. Let's do it.
Coinbase, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in America, has just won a major legal battle. You know Coinbase is involved with a few legal battles in the United States right now, most of which question the legality of Coinbase's business model and if Coinbase is breaking U.S. securities law. Now, founder and CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong himself, has made it clear that Coinbase will not roll over, they will not delist, they will fight for the rights of crypto in the U.S. Good news.
They can't. They're custodians of like 11 out of the 13 ETFs. They can't go anywhere. I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. Like, it's just not. Real quick, there's also somebody in the chat. Who was it? Where is Nerdbeast said still a good buy on Solana, right? He said it just won't make a lot of multiples. And you know what? That's a very good way to look at it. It's very true. That is very true. If you buy, even if you bought like anything right now, right? Like Bitcoin at 70K, it's like you're still going to have a rise up. You just don't know if you're going to get a 2x or a 4x or even a 0.5%. You know what I mean? You don't know. You're still going to make money. It just depends on what the multiple is.
United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit ruled in favor.
Not financial advice, because you could also lose money. Be smart.
Of Coinbase, confirming the secondary sale of crypto on its platform do not violate the Securities Exchange Act, meaning crypto tokens traded on Coinbase do not constitute as trading securities. So, Coinbase has been cleared in this lawsuit. This is a significant victory for the U.S. exchange, as the court's decision affects a nationwide group of people who traded tokens on Coinbase from October 8, 2019 to March 11, 2022. At the heart of this dispute was whether cryptocurrencies traded on Coinbase met the criteria for securities. So understand exactly the lawsuit that Coinbase just won. This was a class action lawsuit against Coinbase alleging unregulated securities sales, where the plaintiffs said that 79 tokens on Coinbase meet the definition of securities, but they were not warned of those risks.
That was back in 2022, bro.
You are a loser. You always lose.
And what it ultimately came down to was interpreting Coinbase's user agreement, which evolved over that time. So even though the class action lawsuit really didn't win, they're arguing the ruling as a step forward in holding crypto platforms accountable under securities law, advocating for investor protection in the evolving crypto space, something we can all get behind. But conversely, Coinbase is asserting the decision reinforces its position that secondary crypto sales aren't security transactions. Coinbase's chief legal officer, Paul G., expressed gratitude on X social platform, saying, "We appreciate the Second Circuit Court confirming today what is clear under federal securities law. There's no private liability for the secondary trading of digital assets on exchanges like Coinbase. Why? Because contracts matter." Coinbase's biggest fight against Gary Gensler and the SEC is still ongoing. Doesn't change the fact that Coinbase keeps racking up those wins. And ultimately, this is part of Brian Armstrong and Coinbase's greater goal of helping spur regulatory change to make the U.S. a leader in crypto technology.
The naive view of crypto is that this is some speculative asset that people are trading and they're going to lose their shirts. That's missing the forest through the trees. Fundamentally, crypto is not a financial product. It's a technology that can update all kinds of financial products. It can improve settlement times. It can make it cheaper to send money to your family overseas in another country. It can be a new way for artists to get paid. Cryptocurrency, regardless of what you think about it, it's not going anywhere. It can't be uninvented. Most of the world is embracing this technology now to update their financial system. And what I fear is that we're going to be sitting here in 5 or 10 years, and we're going to come back to crypto and think about it like we did with 5G or semiconductors, and say, wow, now it's a matter of national security that we get it brought back onshore. We need to see what the potential of it is and where it goes. And we need to do that. We need a clear rule book in the United States.
Not wrong.
Now, this all doesn't change the fact that decentralized exchanges, DEXs, like Uniswap, continue to eat the lunch of CEXs, take market share away from centralized exchanges, and in fact, Uniswap just hit $2 trillion in lifetime trading volume, rivaling that of major CEXs. The trading volume figure encompasses transactions conducted across various blockchains supporting Uniswap, or Uniswap supporting various blockchains, including Ethereum, Polygon, Optimism, Arbitrum, Celo, BNB Chain, Base, Blast, and AVAX network. As you recall, Uniswap launched in November of 2018. It initially took 42 months to surpass that $1 trillion trading volume milestone back in May of 2022. However, it managed to surpass the second trillion mark in less than 24 months, even in the face of increasing competition within the DEX space. There's just so much momentum behind Uniswap and other DEXs. I mean, for instance, Uniswap, which is the largest, amassed a staggering 21.6 billion in volume over the past week alone. PancakeSwap, a derivative of Uniswap, followed in second place with 9.6 billion in trading volume, and other notable DEXs such as Curve, Balancer, Trader Joe round out the top 5 with volumes ranging from 800 million to 1.8 billion. Listen, centralized exchanges have their place, but I find myself using decentralized exchanges more and more. Particularly, they continue to add functionality, they continue to make it more usable, more user-friendly. It's nice to see so many different sectors of crypto exploding with growth. It's good for...
Real quick, Mr. Fully Electric, thanks for becoming a member. Dude, you're awesome. And Dan R just sent me an entire Solana. Dude, you're insane. Thank you so much for that. And I'm sorry that my alerts suck because OneUpCoin doesn't work properly with, I don't know what the hell's going on with it. But anyways, thank you so much, Dan. You're awesome. Dude, you're insane. I appreciate it.
User.
A lot.
With all that being said, Bitcoin is taking a breather right now, but I believe Bitcoin goes much higher. The question is, how high can it go? Anthony Scaramucci of Skybridge Capital just updated his thoughts. I wholeheartedly agree with what he says at the end about the halving. Listen.
Yeah, Dan R just like whipped it out and just put it on the table. He's like, here you go, boys. Thanks for the Solana. Seriously, that's insane. You're awesome.
Bitcoin's back. Why? What are all the reasons you think?
Well, I mean, I think the ETF was a big reason. I think the regulatory hurdle where the United States government is now allowing a QSIP to be attached to Bitcoin is a big reason. And I think you know Wall Street as well as anybody. When Wall Street gets a product like this, it's like a selling machine, and it's generating lots of demand for the product. And I think we're surprised that there's over $10 billion in the first quarter of new flows for something like Bitcoin.
Why? Why are you surprised?
Well, it took a year for GLD, the gold ETF, to get to $10 billion. And so this did it in 25% of the time.
Literally 25% of the time. That's crazy.
And, you know, not to bore everybody, but Bitcoin's, the network spits out about 900 coins a day. That's going to get cut in half probably April 20th or so. And so you're going down to 450 coins, and you probably have 2,000 to 3,000 coins of base demand at a time when the supply is going to get cut. So they said earlier that Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin, the ETF was priced in. They're now saying that the halving is priced in. I don't believe that either. I think Bitcoin has a lot more to go here.
So, what's his price prediction? How high can Bitcoin go? Hey, this is a continued conversation. Make sure you subscribe for daily content, and make sure you get your tickets to the road
I don't care.
there. And let me know, do you agree?
Mr. Fully Electric, 5 gifted subs. Dude, you're awesome. Overboard Tech, we have Zarkov, Randy, Crypto, or Randy Hipper rather, Crypto Meme, and Regilio, if that's how you say that. Congrats.
With Scaramucci's
Make sure you guys
price prediction.
link your Discord with YouTube.
Here.
Do you have in your
vice
mind
versa.
a target level as people still try and throw those out, what you think is reasonable?
So I've been consistent with this, and I basically say that the halving's going to come on or about April 20th. Typically what's happened over the 18 months since the halving, you get a 4x move in Bitcoin. Let's be a little bit more conservative than that. I've been saying that it's about $170,000 for this cycle. But Bitcoin is a cyclical product, in my opinion. Waves of people come into it, the demand is there, and then it goes through, you know, pulls and drags, if you will. So I think it gets to 170,000 by the end of the cycle. We also like Solana, fully disclosed. We have smaller positions like Algorand and smaller positions like Avalanche. We're looking at some other tokens, but Bitcoin's the big kahuna. The US dollar's lost about 22% of its value since January of 2020. Bitcoin's gone up 8 to 1. Now you can say, okay, well, Anthony, you're dot plotting, you're picking a high dot for Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin drops 50% due to its volatility. But I think the arc of it is an inflation hedge. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a short-term inflation hedge, but if you own Bitcoin, anybody that's owned Bitcoin in a rolling 4-year period of time, they've actually done well, Scott. They've never lost money if they're able to hold on to it for periods like that.
Right, if you can fight your emotions, you will most likely come out on top. Again, Dan R, thank you so much for the the Solana. That's crazy. And I like, so seriously, like OneUp when you donate crypto, it doesn't register on their site, but it gets to my Coinbase. I don't get it. It's because I have an older account apparently, but this is what you guys should have seen. I'll do a test donation real quick. Let's make sure it pops up, but let's see. Dan R with the 1 Solana. You're insane. Thank you very much. This guy's super excited. That's actually a copyrighted video, by the way. And that is like it's like a minute and a half long of that guy just screaming about Bitcoin. It's absolutely insane. Anyways, let's move on. The Bitcoin super cycle theory. Again, I haven't had a chance to watch any of this, so I want to see what it's all about. This is Mr. Lark Davis. Links in the description if you guys are interested. Let's do it.
You know, it's a pretty cool name for a theory of price going up. The super cycle theory, man, up forever, guys. But does it actually make any sense, or is it actually a very dangerous theory that's probably going to end up trapping a lot of investors into not selling and losing all their damn money again? Are there reasonable arguments to be made for crypto prices going up from now on, basically forever, without any heavy corrections? Well, let's talk about some arguments that put real weight behind the super cycle theory, while also trying to keep both our feet firmly on the damn ground, because these kind of theories can really delude you to an extent. Talking about the super cycle theory just gives me deja vu from 2021 all over again, when markets were so damn bullish. The term super cycle popped up left, right, and center. It was the hypothesis that extended bullish market phases for crypto. They're here, they're upon us, and they're going to go up forever, much longer at least than the typical 4-year cycle theory would have us to believe, the one that we've grown to love and sometimes even hate a little bit. Analysts back then reasoned that crypto is becoming one of the big boy assets. The big boy pants are on, and it's on the verge of becoming mainstream, and therefore will basically go only up forever. The institutions are here, corporations are here. They don't have paper hands. They're just going to diamond hand forever. And in this new market environment, which acts more like traditional asset classes, we might say, we're not going to see 80% corrections anymore. Famous last words.
Yeah, we're probably going to see an 80% correction and scare the shit out of everybody. One more time, Mr. Chris Hanley, thank you so much. 12 months being a member. Thank you so much. Here's the chump carrying us through the bear market into the bull run. Buckle up, misfits. It's going to be a hell of a ride.
As in 2022, the price crashed almost
Thanks,
as hard as all cycles before. That time was not different. This time will also probably not be different. It appears we are still in the clockwork like 4-year cycles for Bitcoin for now anyway, but we must keep all options open. Before talking about what a super cycle in crypto would actually look like, let's first look at some stocks that display super cycle like behavior. Apple's super cycle in particular is what we're going to start off with. So here's the chart of Apple's stock on a log scale. As you can see, since 2010, it's basically just gone up forever. Really, it's pretty crazy. Well, the price pulsates up and down. There's no clear 4-year cycle as we're used to in Bitcoin. Also, the drawdowns are much less violent for Apple now. The largest drawdown for Apple in 15 years is a 45% correction. Go back to the early days, there were more violent corrections in the earlier days of its trading. 3 other corrections in this time period have been in the 30-40% range, so it's still pretty big volatility. And here's Amazon throughout the years, a 40x between 2010 and 2022. Yo, what?
Wow, these are crazy comparisons actually looking at these charts.
Is up, Amazon? That's crazy. Same thing, no clear cycle really in play here. Basically just
like 12 years
only, but with a few 30 to 35% drawdowns only in 2022, came a 50% plus retrace. Amazon is now trying to reclaim the channel. Now, what explains these kinds of just crazy price action moments, this continuous trends?
Well, you know what, actually, what do you guys think? Do you think we'll see 80% corrections? I don't know, actually, because now, like, with the amount of people coming in, and again, the people not really paying attention, that probably won't sell. I don't know.
It's adoption, it's network growth, it's massive success. The success of a company such as Apple, it's not just about the hardware. It also comes from creating an ecosystem of users together who can exchange info through the network. Apple users make the company valuable. Now, one formal way to express this is called Metcalfe's law, which states the value of a social network is proportional to the square of the number of connected users of the system. So 10 times more users, 100 times more value. And payment networks It's time to talk Bitcoin. Such as Bitcoin are also communication networks. After all, payment is a form of communication. For reference, here is the BTC chart since 2013 on a log scale. The larger the number of people in the network, the more valuable the Bitcoin network becomes, and is doing so exponentially. That explains the insane gains. Obviously, we love insane gains around here. BTC, like Apple and Amazon, is moving within a huge channel. But within the channel, the moves are much more cyclical than the Apple chart appears to be, which the Bitcoin halving is supposed to explain. We can also factor in 4-year liquidity cycles. Also, the upswings and downturns have been much more violent compared to these big cap stocks. In 2013, 2014, BTC saw an 86% downturn, while the most recent bear market downturn was less deep. Guys, it was only 78% this time. Child's play. What explains the extreme pullbacks, of course, is that price front runs network growth too much. What the supercycle theory states is that the future BTC chart and charts of blue chips like Ethereum, maybe even Solana, would start to look more like the chart of Apple over time, smoother. Now, before breaking down the arguments in favor of the supercycle theory, here's a quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is iTrust, the #1 crypto IRA provider by assets under management, total volume, and total number of users. iTrust lets you
Gonna shill it.
Now let's talk about arguments, the pro supercycle arguments. As mentioned, one argument for a supercycle and smoother future price action is, of course, increased institutional acceptance and investment. Bitcoin ETFs, anyone? Previous cycles, we did see some institutions investing. We had different funds. We had MicroStrategy. They came in to the space with their big giant balls, right? And bought a whole bunch of Bitcoin. We had our lone small pension fund out there buying Bitcoin too. But unfortunately, most of the trading volume came from institutions that were over leveraged. We had like degenerate hedge funds such as Three Arrows Capital. Not the kind of exact institutional look or vibe you want to see for a super cycle. In the current cycle, it will hopefully be different. The Bitcoin ETFs in the US do make it easier for institutions to invest. Will we see more sovereign wealth fund activity, more big pension funds this cycle? Is it mainstream adoption time for Bitcoin via ETFs? Well, we'll have to wait and see. If they enter, of course, as the more of them enter, we can expect to see a stronger holder base forming up over time, which reduces volatility. These funds will allocate, let's say, 2% of certain portfolios into crypto, and that's a big wall of money coming. Sure, these funds will also sell, though. Remember, they have a mandate to rebalance after a big price rise. So you have to keep that in mind, too. They're not just going to diamond hand everything for infinity. But they won't panic sell the bottom either. At least they're a lot less likely to. A second argument has, of course, to do with macro trends. The post-COVID money printing and resulting inflation spike have made many more people aware of just how broken a monetary system is. In an increasingly digital world, people will look for a digital store of value to protect them. Boomers who retire will, of course, transfer wealth over to younger generations. There's something like 84, 85, 86 trillion dollars of money moving down in the next decade or two. Of course, those people are all digital natives who are going to get it. We have macro tailwinds that are not going to stop anytime soon. One more pro super cycle theory argument, a third argument that has a lot of truth to it, is, at least potentially, is the improved user experience and the increased number of use cases for crypto more broadly and Bitcoin more specifically. Smart wallets are coming, which will relieve users of a big burden of storing private keys and a lot of the difficulties involved in using crypto. If you want adoption, you can't expect everyone to store a 24-word seed phrase in a vault somewhere. You need better user friendliness. You need to abstract away some of the difficulties, and it's happening. It's coming very, very soon. Actually, just compare the new dApps and the new wallets with those from 4 years ago. Light years of difference.
For sure. If you guys have a tangent, you know what he's talking about right there, with like just the difference of where wallets were and where they are now. I remember how nervous I was when I got my Ledger and like having to plug it in and do it through the computer, and like I didn't want to trade anything on that computer, and I like bought a separate laptop just to plug this shit in. Like, it's crazy. But the Tangent app, dude, and the wallet, like the card that you just scan with your phone, it's insane. And it's like you could swap coins inside of it. If you guys are interested, I have a link in the description. But it's like It's so easy, and they just keep adding more coins to it, which is crazy. I'm Tom G said I'm still nervous to plug this shit ledger in. Yeah, me too. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't plugged mine in like 3 years or 2 years. Yeah, it's been about 2 years. It's pretty brutal.
Finally, there are new use cases such as decentralized physical infrastructure networks, riding the AI trend, all that kind of stuff, which is obviously not going anywhere. Plus, Bitcoin more specifically seeing huge layer 2 adoption, BRC20s, runes, all this kind of stuff. It's crazy. Will we see breakout games that incorporate crypto into this cycle as well, getting mass amounts of users on? And of course, real world assets. BlackRock's Larry Fink wants to tokenize everything, and he's the blockchain to do that. Lots of catalysts coming. Reasons for caution. Let's discuss this. So, look, we have to look at the flip side here. The first reason, of course, for caution is the old trader wisdom that chants, "This time is different." Four most dangerous words in investing. It could, of course, be different this time, but it probably won't be. It's always a little bit different, but it's always kind of the same. While we mid-curve this and speculate all we want, which is, of course, fun and useful, the base case should always be that this time's not going to be different. Now, some reasons for caution. First, of course, there's regulatory risk, even though consensus is growing, especially after the Bitcoin ETFs, that a risk of a Bitcoin ban in the USA, for example, is near zero. There is still a pretty strong anti-crypto vibe among US politicians. As long as they hold power, as long as these people are still in office. I don't know why these people are in office, but they are. They will try at the very minimum to slow adoption down as much as they can. People in their 80s regulating for the future of technology. Great decision, guys. So we saw last cycle how unpredictable events like China banning Bitcoin mining, Elon Musk's energy FUD, all this stuff can quickly turn an uptrend into a sharp downtrend. The markets are very reactive to news. Crypto is still a market that is vulnerable to FUD, as we see on a regular basis. Then the new use cases. Indeed, we need new use cases to get upward price pressure beyond just trading meme coins on Solana or Base, although that's a lot of fun, right? But just the use case of gambling essentially won't get you a super cycle. It remains to be seen if crypto can actually execute on the use case promises that are being made. Sure, DeepIn, AI coins, we have stuff, Render and Helium. These are successful projects with actual use cases and are getting real world adoption, have a massive potential to really shake things up in the real world. But will they sustainably accrue value over a long time horizon, or will they be susceptible to bubble and collapse as well, just following the whole crypto market more broadly? Likely. In fact, it's hard to imagine that AI coins will not go to massive, super hyped overvaluation territory before inevitably crashing down 80, 90, 99% again. Same goes for gaming coins. We hope, of course, that the promised breakthrough crypto game is going to drop and it's going to bring in tens of millions of users. Maybe, maybe not. And if yes,
the only crypto gaming token, I lied. This too, obviously. Neox is one of them, right? Because, it's mineable and been around for a while. But also GFAL. That's like the EA Sports guys that made those games back in the day. Like, it's in the game. You guys know what I'm talking about. They, I guess one of the developers from EA Sports is like into GFAL. So I wonder if that coin's going to pop off or do something pretty awesome there. Dan R says sand. I don't know what that is, to be honest, but could be a good one.
Then everyone and their mother will load up on every gaming coin they can possibly get their
yep.
hands on. In such a hype phase, well, it always leads to a crash, doesn't it? To sum it up, the super cycle theory suggests a phase of continued growth in the cryptocurrency markets, driven by massive institutional investment, by new use cases, by enhanced regulatory clarity, and strong macroeconomic wins in the sales, with very little corrections in terms of maybe 30, 40, 50%, not 80, 90%. The institutions are coming, and this is an argument in favor of that smoother price action. On the flip side, the altcoin market, especially the altcoin market, and that's roughly half the crypto market, by the way, if you include ETH, is still prone to hyped up bubble madness, which will pop. Look, there's just no way to know, of course, how the market will unfold. And that's what keeps it so damn exciting, doesn't it? The market just keeps screwing with our heads, man. Keeps throwing us these curveballs. And that's all part of the beauty of it. That's part of the fun. Last cycle, most of us were caught up with the euphoria and essentially then caught with our pants down when the blow off top that we were all thinking was going to come. 100K Bitcoin just didn't happen. Some people still have PTSD from this. I get it, which actually might lead us to sell too early this time. It's a tough game. There's no orderly exit in the markets. It's all chaos. Because maybe indeed we will enter a super cycle. And in that case, well, we're going to kick ourselves for selling too early because a lot of the indicators will be there saying it's time to take profits, but actually it's super cycle. Psych, screwed you. Well, I guess the takeaway here is be prepared for any kind of scenario. So would your
good point. Well, shout out to Lock Davis for that. We're gonna move on to the recap segment of things. Just kind of button up a few things with you guys. Let's see what we're looking like for price. $72,172. Bitcoin is killing it. Ethereum, 3,666. Sleeping with the devil right now. Looks like it's Solana, $182. Again, Dan R, my man. Thank you so much for that. We have Caspa, 14 cents, 14.4. Near at $7.39. VET at 4 cents, 4.5 cents, just about. OP, if anybody's into that, 5.37% up at $3.26. ETC's at $35. XRP 60 cents. Dogecoin 20 cents. BCH was over 700, so that's $6.95 now. Looking pretty good. Everything's killing it. Whiff is killing it. 15.95%. Dog Whiff hat. If you guys don't know, $4.17. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. The problem with games is how many games fail versus the one that succeeded. Yeah, that's so true, Dan R. So true. So like GFAL's that coin I was talking about. Damn it. I mean do that. GFAL, it's games for a living. That's what it's called. It's at 3 cents. I have a little bit of it. I only put like $100, $200 in. Not much. Just see where it goes. I don't know, to be honest. I'm not like a big gaming play guy. I don't know. There's a lot of like gaming stuff, but realistically, I mean, this coin, who knows? It could do well. Could do very well. Could do very shitty. I don't know, but gaming coins seem to be like one of those things. This run around. Let's see. Is there a gaming category? It's got to be, right? Let's just see. Gaming. Look at that. Floki is a game. What? That's in the gaming category. What? Immutable. Gala, Floki, Beam, Axie Infinity, The Sandbox. This is the one you were talking about, Dan R. The Sandbox. Nice. Yeah, I don't have any of that. Maybe I should get some of that. Interesting. It's only 65 cents. Not too bad. Let's actually, you know what? Let's see. Market cap 1.4 billion. Jesus. What? Is that right? It's ranked 86, I guess. Damn. 1.4 billion. Didn't expect that. All-time high. $8.40. 92% down 2 years ago. What? In the bull run of 2021. Shit, this might be a good play. This might be a good play, boys. Dan R. Can I get this shit on Coinbase? Let me see. I'm gonna have to look now. Is it available? It is available on Coinbase. I'm gonna swap some of that Solana into it. I think that might be a good play. Dan R, what do you think? You tell me what to do with it. Should I swap some of that Solana you just sent me into that? That's kind of sick, actually. That's a really good play. I don't know. I mean, it's risky, yeah, but like at the same time, if it had a run up on the bull run, it could absolutely happen again. And it's not like it went. There's no lower low, from what I can see, anyways. Really. So I don't know. Maybe that's a good move. Let's see. Yes, it's on Coinbase. Sustainable Crypto says yes. Watching from the beginning. Solar Miner, appreciate you, buddy. Let's see. Where did you buy it? I swapped for it, Joker Miner. I actually sent somebody else the coin and they gave it to me for GFAL, if that's what you're asking. But I love CoinGecko for the category tab here. Just being able to look through everything. It's pretty amazing. And it makes your life easy, to be honest. Elon Musk inspired coins. What the hell? What? Oh my gosh. Are you for real? There's that many Elon Musk inspired coins? That's a riot. Where's the, right here? Look at GFY. Go yourself. When he said that on the stage, somebody made a freaking meme out of it. That's a riot. That's hysterical. Yeah, and who would have thought? Who would have thought this? Yeah, dead immediately. This is the devs making a coin and dumping it on you guys because bunch of dickheads. That's crazy. That's funny. Anyways, the crypto space will never cease to amaze you guys. All right, we got to get out of here, guys. Miss Randy Hipper is going to be going live in about 10 minutes or so, maybe 15 minutes. So let's get over there, say hello to her. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Sorry for the hiccups first thing. It was, yeah, crazy. It's been crazy here the last couple of days working in the studio. Hopefully I'll be moving this stuff over. And this week on Thursday, just so you guys know, I won't be here in the morning. I'm going to try to drop a video if I can, but I don't know. I have a couple days to prepare, so should be good. You guys have a great, happy, safe Monday. I'll catch you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Daily Grind. Until then, peace out and have a good day.
Perfect.
Don't forget about the eclipse. Totally forgot. It's tonight, I believe. Don't stare at the sun. Enjoy yourselves.